Hi, Sandra. It's nice to see you. Hello.
Hi, Jenny.
Hello. So today we're talking about fasting. It's a subject that you really enjoy talking about. So we just wanted to maybe start with talking about the benefits of fasting. If you can just give us in a nutshell, because there has been so many articles and there has been a lot of hype recently about fasting and intermittent fasting. So let's just go to fasting. What are the benefits of fasting?
Good. There are so many. I'll try to be as short as possible. Okay. The first one is that when you fast, you put your body at rest. The 30% of energy, which is normally used for digestion, is used for other things such as repair, restore, and regeneration of the body and of the cells. I can say that fasting is the best detox ever, probably, because our body continues to eat, but there's no external food anymore. It continues to eat from its own cells, and it focuses on the old cells, the abnormal cells, where it gets its nutrients, but also it empties the cells from the toxins.
Okay.
After a couple of days, that's the first mechanism. After a couple of days of fasting, there's a second mechanism, which is called apoptosis, which we usually do on a daily basis. But fasting increases the apoptosis, and apoptosis is sort of self-suicide of the old cells and the abnormal cells. So this is why fasting is really a profound detox and cells regeneration as well.
Okay.
The digestive system is at rest, so it has time as well to repair and to regenerate. And there is another very important point, which is a rebalance of the insulin levels. When we eat, there is an increase in blood sugar. And this means an increase in insulin level as well. The richer the meal, the higher this increase. We need insulin. This is a normal hormone we need because our cells, insulin, the first function of insulin is to bring glucose into our cells. And then the cells use this glucose as energy to function. And the second function of insulin is to store the excess of energy we have when we eat in the form of fat. The problem is that we eat often and sometimes more than 3 times a day. We snack, so we have no time to use our stock, and we store more. And the insulin level tends to be and remain very high. So long term, this provokes a resistance to insulin, and we produce even more insulin to have the same physiological effect. So there's a vicious circle which starts, and this causes overweight, metabolic disorders such as diabetes, and fasting. This is crucial. Fasting improves the sensitivity to insulin, and therefore can reverse this process. Yes. If diabetes is not too complicated, I'm talking about diabetes 2 here. Yes, fasting is a fantastic way to improve or to cure diabetes type 2.
Yeah, definitely. So let's just go through your program of your fasting program that you put together. So I can talk from a person who has done the fasting with you twice already. First time was a bit more difficult, but the second time was like riding a bicycle. Your body just, I think, remember the process, and it was a far easier process the second time. So I want to go back to the 3-day preparation that you put together. And then obviously the 3-day hydro fasting, and then the coming back to food again the 3 days afterwards. So when we go back, when you talking about the 3-day preparation to your hydro fast, we start, if I do remember correctly, day 1, where you start removing key ingredients from your diet. Things that come to my mind was dairy was the first one, all meat products, all colorant, all commercial juices, etc., etc., etc. But going into the second day, then we up to lunchtime you can still allow things such as wheat, etc. But by the end of the second day, we're going then to fruits and vegetables. Now, all the emphasis I remember that you put on fruits and vegetables, and you did mention something that which stick to my mind, saying if you focus more on fruits and vegetables during the 3 days prep, your fasting process will be much easier. I know, I remember you saying something like that. Why is that? Why fruits and vegetables? Why is fruits and vegetables so important to prepare yourself for that 3-day hydro, only water fast that you're going to be doing?
The whole point of preparing the whole body and the digestive system is to ease the transition between we eat food and we stop to eat food and we drink only water. All the food you mentioned, most of them are increase the acidity of the body. They are pro-inflammatory food. Some of them, especially meat, they takes a long time to digest. And so this preparation is to ease the work of our the digestive system. So of course you eat, you eliminate all processed food and food like that.
So fruits and vegetables then are the key things to eat during those 3 days prep in order to, so it's almost like, would you say that it's almost a way of cleansing the body before you do the 3-day hydro fast?
Yes, because they decrease the inflammation of the body. They decrease the acidity of the body. They are alkaline food, as we call them. And they are full of vitamins and minerals. And if you eat them raw, rather than cooked, you keep, they're still alive. The vital energy of the food is still there, well, depending on the storage, of course, but this is the objective. And you keep all vitamins and minerals. Cooking, especially if above 100 Celsius degrees, eliminates a lot of vitamins, especially C and vitamins B. So the objective of this preparation is to end the day before the fasting with only alive food full of vitamins and minerals.
Raw vegetables and fruits, basically.
And as you said as well, the fibers which are present in fruits and vegetables, they act like little brushes and they clean the gut.
Oh, that's actually, So explain then the 3-day hydro. When we go into the 3-day hydro, then after the 3 days prep, we're now going into the 3-day where we only drink water for 3 days. What happened during that time when we only drink water for the 3 days? For my personal experience was that the first day was hard. The second day was a bit easier, and the third day was amazing, because by the third day, what I had was, my mind was very clear. I had an amazing energy, which I never thought I would have, because I thought I would be totally, like, not eating for 3 days. I would be like totally weak and not have any strength at all. But it's actually quite the opposite. So explain to us what the process, when you go through that 3 day of drinking only water after the 3-day preps, what's happened to your body then?
Well, first of all, your body normally, but as we are all different, this may depend from one person to the other. But the first day, our body uses the sugar which is in our liver. So, well, even if we don't eat, our body still eats, but from the inside, as I was explaining before.
Yeah.
So the first step is the sugar in the liver. This lasts, let's say, half a day to 24 hours. And then right after, it's a bit more difficult. This is why it may be a bit difficult. It's like a door, you know, you have to open, because the body starts with, given that insulin levels are very low, it starts to use the fat. The fat, our fat, which are stored everywhere inside and under the skin, but also around our organs. And it transforms our fats into sugar and then into ketones.
Okay.
And there are ketones which are very interesting for the brain, because it's like, you know, our brain is not used to function with ketones because we have always sugar and we rarely fast for several days. So when ketones are brain food, our brain is very, very happy. And this is why we can feel our cognitive functions, memory, perception enhanced, and even a bit high. It's really
light.
It's very yes,
clear. Your mind is very clear. That's quite amazing, actually. That's how I felt. Is that, I mean, I had inspiration to do things which I never. Sometimes, you know, you kind of like get bogged down with things. Where when you're fasting, you find that your mind is extremely clear, and you can think better. In part of the process, I think.
And with you, Jenny, probably you got there already the first day. This is why it was difficult. Most of the participants, this happens the second day, because the first day we have sugar in the liver. But for you, and this is why the preparation is important as well, because the better we do the preparation, the faster we turn into ketones food.
Okay, all right. So then after the 3 days, then we go back into eating again. And again, we do the reverse. So the first day back with food, we go back again to raw fruits and vegetables again. And why is that process so important, reversing and starting again with fruits and vegetables again after 3 days of hydro fast?
Well, the same reasons as the preparation is really to reintroduce slowly any type of food. And first of all, the one which are the less transformed, and the one which are full of vitamins and minerals. And as well, when we eat raw food, we tend to eat less and to chew more.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, and this step is very, very important for the production of new cells from stem cells. This happens mainly when we start to eat again.
Okay.
So I would say that the restarting to eat is even more important. This is crucial as compared to the preparation.
So the cells keep on rejuvenating. I mean, recreating. I mean, whatever the process you wanna call it.
Regeneration, production of new cells.
Of new cells. Yeah. That's probably the right term to use. The regeneration of new cells starts again from day 1 again when you go back to food, and it just carries on in the process. So it's a very important step, isn't it, to make sure that you adhere to the whole process of rehabilitating yourself back with food again.
Yes, well, every day on a normal basis, we do regenerate our cells. Fasting really speeds the process. The speed of regeneration is much accelerated.
Okay, yeah. So now the last thing I wanted to ask you, so we talk a lot about fruits and vegetables, we put a lot of emphasis in the fasting with fruits and veggies. Myself personally, I would never be able to be the full vegetarian type person or the vegan type person. But I understand that the sustainability of the planet and where we go into fruits and vegetables and plants is actually the way to go. So for somebody who is like me, who is mostly, I would say, I would call myself a flexitarian because I'm a kind of like a flexi vegetarian and also a meat eater. What would you say would be a right balance in terms of everyday diet, of how much percentage you should be having more plants and vegetables, kind of diet versus like meat? So you strike a right type of balance, you know, what I'm trying to say, you know, in everyday diet. Would you say it's 60-40 or, you know, it's, you know, I don't know, 2/3, 1/3, 2/3 vegetables and plants and 1/3 meat? Or what would you qualify for you as a balanced diet?
Well, I would say that if half of what we eat comes from fruit and vegetables, that will be fantastic, which is far from, I mean, it's not often the case. When you think about it. Half of our meal should have vegetables and fruits, and I would even more emphasize on vegetables. Fruit are excellent, of course.
Yes.
However, they contain sugar, even if it's natural. And vegetables, most of them, not all of them, do not contain sugar. So half of our meal should be with vegetables and a bit of fruit.
What kind of vegetables would you recommend?
I would
green vegetables, the color vegetables, mixture of everything together.
Any vegetables, Jenny. Let's not complicate too much. I think that if we have colorful meal, that's good. Green, of course, orange vegetables, red vegetables, any type of vegetables are really good. Same with fruits.
Okay, all right, now that's good. So to end this chat, what would you recommend in terms of fasting? How often should we do it? In a calendar year, say, for example, would you recommend doing it every quarterly? How often fasting should be done? How often do you recommend?
Well, again, with a 3 days fasting, with 3 days preparation and 3 days restart of eating, I would say twice a year or once every 3 months, not more than that.
Yes.
Depending on the objective, is the person is overweighted, what is the objective of the fasting? For a detox, I would say twice a year. That's good. But it can be done 4 times a year.
Is it safe for anybody to do it, or anybody who's got diabetes? We say it's excellent, but should they be monitored by any medical doctor in the process? Because obviously, the sugar level, because that could be a bit of a risky thing if they're diabetic or from hypertension and things like that. So,
absolutely, we should not fast if we're pregnant, we're breastfeeding, we're really, really skinny, we have food problems, you know, they are kind of like anorexia. And if the person takes medication, yes, always seek medical advice, because for diabetes, the medications should normally be stopped.
During the time of fasting, the medication.
And in general, if somebody is sick, has a disease, or takes medication, always ask the medical doctor, the physician, to before fasting, several days.
Okay, well, I mean, is there, to finish off with this little chat, is there anything that you would like to leave a message in any way? In any case, if needed, just to say that if anybody needs to get hold of you, we will leave your details anyway on our Facebook page of Help to Be Free. There will be also details about your private Facebook page, Group Niam La Vie, that you've had. If anybody wants to follow that, we'll leave your email address as well. Is there anything else that you, on your side, you like to give to our followers as a message as to end this little chat of ours?
Yes, I would like to say that fasting is one of the best way of live longer, but not just live longer in good health.
Mm-hmm.
The preventive aspect on all chronic diseases is very, very important. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a kind of youth cure.
Oh yeah, it's like drinking one of those youth juice and being able to be young forever. It's one of the ways
I
of
don't know forever, but longer.
longer. For sure. Sandra, thank you very, very much for this chat. It was really a pleasure to actually have a chat and understanding fasting better. And we'll put your details on, and anybody needs have any questions, then they can always use our platform or your platform to actually then be able to talk to you and if they've got any questions. Thanks again.
With
And
pleasure.
we will see you soon again. Cheers.
Bye, Jenny. Thank you.